Hey guys, live at 5 with Joni from Capturing the Crumbs. So today I'm making some buffalo cauliflower. So what we're gonna do, I don't need these. I need these guys now. So I've got some egg here that I whisked up. I've got Italian breadcrumbs. I've got my oil, this oil, in my pot, which I'm gonna put in the oven. And then I've got my cauliflower that's already been cut up and washed and rinsed, okay? So, first you're gonna, put it in the egg, okay? And then into the breadcrumbs. Let's give it a quick little roll in there. Get it nicely coated. And then you're gonna place it in the oil. And we're gonna do that for every single piece. So another quick tip is to give these guys a shake for easy coating. And as you can see here, once I was putting them in the pot, these were filling the whole pot originally, so just kind of shimmied them over. So, and then I can fill up the other side of the pot. In case you were curious as well, I've set the stove to 420, so that just finished preheating. So I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit and get the first batch in the oven. Also, something else I wanted to mention, when you're letting it drip, you want to let it drip until it literally stops dripping as much as possible, because the more liquid that you have on the cauliflower, the clumpier your breadcrumbs will get quicker. So you actually want to make sure they have just a very thin coating of egg on them. Alright guys, so I've got the first batch ready to go in. So I just put this whole thing right in the oven like that and let them cook. I've never actually done this before, so I will let you know on times afterwards. So I am gonna start the timer out at probably 15 minutes. And I'll most likely stop that halfway to check on them. Alright guys, now for the second batch I'm going to go ahead and add the Frank's Red Hot sauce right into the eggs. So these ones will be extra hot. Alright, so I'm just going to mix that up and we'll coat them and cook those ones after. I also wanted to add, if you are trying to make this vegan, you could use that fake egg stuff, or you could just use the hot sauce. It just might not stick to the breadcrumbs as well and cook on there as well as eggs would. But this is definitely an option for vegan meals as well. Alright guys, the timer just went off for the first 15 minutes. I'll give these guys a little shake here. So you can see, like, they're barely brown yet. They're definitely not done. So, sorry, don't mind. I gotta figure out how to clean this thing. That's what we'll be doing during the quarantine. Cleaning the oven. Whoops. Alright guys, so it is Jenny here from Capturing the Crumbs. So I'm just making up some pierogies that I picked up from the Mix in Fonthill. So they're them right here. These are the stuffed with love pierogies, and it's buffalo chicken. So it's been another 10 minutes and these guys are crisping up nice. So I'm just gonna put them. Alright guys, so I just wanted to update you on the leftovers. So I don't know if you'd be up to doing this, but the cauliflower was clean, so everything that happened there was clean. So what I did was took the leftover egg with hot sauce and also the leftover breadcrumbs, and now I'm making some vegetarian meatballs. So I added black beans, some cut up tomato, and herbs. And now I'm just gonna fry these guys up in the frying pan. So yeah. It's also a good idea too when you're cooking, if you have the time, like we do right now in quarantine, to batch cook, because this way you're using less energy I have a very low hydro bill, and it's for a reason. I'm really good at conserving, and that's an awesome tip because it takes so much energy to heat up and cool down your oven. So to cook as many meals as once as you can, even if it's one after another, is way smarter than cooking every single night. So yeah, little sustainability tip there for you. All right, guys, I'm going to cook up these meatballs now and see how those turn out, which will be awesome, I'm sure. Ciao! So I'm cooking these on a pretty low to medium heat. They're on 3, just because I haven't honestly cooked these before, so I prefer to cook at a lower heat when I don't know how something's going to cook, because it would be horrible if the outsides were super crispy and the inside was still mushy. So yeah, that's a great tip as well when you are cooking something, is to try cooking it at a lower temperature to make sure the insides cook well. Also, I know I had said I had added like black beans, tomatoes, and herbs into this. That's because that's what I had in my fridge. You can totally add something completely different into this. Like, these are technically leftover meatballs. That's what I would be, or vegan veg balls. Leftover veg balls, because it was just a bunch of leftover ingredients that I threw together. Sorry, the puppers want outside. Go on, puppy. Alright, so, you guys can see, those are almost done. Those ones are super crispy. The second batch that had the hot sauce, they're still cooking. They went in probably 25 minutes after those ones did. And I've got some pierogies cooking there as well. Gotta say, being at home and doing a bunch of my own cooking, again, is great. I used to cook all the time. I even had started like a cooking blog at one point. But with being with Small Scale Farms for a couple of years now, you know, I don't really have to do a lot of cooking anymore. It's mostly smaller stuff. My main dinner meals are usually cooked already. I will, when I am really missing cooking, I'll take it and make it into a larger meal by adding more to it, just so I can like get into cooking because I miss cooking at home. But I'm super excited because they actually just launched the CSA. So with the whole coronavirus thing going on right now, we're avoiding cooking meals for people for the time being, but we are launching our veg and meat boxes, and then access to local eggs and bread and all that awesome stuff. So I'm super excited. Usually we cook and deliver on Mondays. Now we're going to be doing Tuesdays for delivery for that. If you are in Niagara and you do want fresh, local, good food delivered to your door, smallscalefarms.ca. All right, so I am going to finish cooking all of my lovely food here that I've made today. And I will add, it's probably been an hour since I started with the cauliflower. I rinsed it and dried it, and then we coated it, got it in the oven. That's been cooking. Then I was making these guys here, trying to figure out what to do with that leftovers and if there was anything to do with it. So I'm glad that that idea popped in my head. And that's another thing too, when you're doing more cooking at home, ideas pop in your head way more often. You get so creative and you do things you probably never would have done. And honestly, like, if these would have flopped and didn't turn out, what would I have been down? Like maybe $3. Now instead, these are going to be absolutely delicious. I can put these in, cut them in half or whatever, and put them in a burrito with some lettuce or whatever, and make it like a black bean meatball burrito or veg ball. And then you could put it on top of your salads. You could put them in spaghetti sauce and put it on to noodles. There's so many different things you can do with balls, like, honestly. No pun intended, people. No pun intended. Just edible balls. So anyway, yeah, I will give you a quick update when that stuff's all done and show you the last step, which is coating it in hot sauce and then eating it nice and fresh while it's hot and crispy. Otherwise they get soggy and you got to re-crisp them up again next time you want to eat them. But yeah, I will come back for that. Alright, so I put some hot sauce in the pot there. coating them. And there you've got yourself some vegetarian wings. Not chicken. Cauliflower wings. And then our pierogies are nicely cooked. I did change up how I was cooking these meatballs. I actually squashed them down and just made it into like chunks instead of meatballs because I was planning on putting it into wraps anyway. And I'm starving. So yeah, ciao guys. That was it for what was cooking in the Crumb kitchen today. Oh my god, guys. This buffalo cauliflower, oh, turned out amazing. So good. You hear the crunch? It's so yummy. If you've never made this before, take the time. Of course, I won't zoom in, but it's so freaking good. So yummy. Not a bad dinner. Got some stuff with love pierogies, homemade buffalo cauliflower wings, and homemade veg meatballs there, or veg balls. I always say meat. There's no meat in there. And then everything else that's in this pile here is one of the Small Scale Farms salads from last week. Look how fresh it still is. It's local, baby. Love it.